All right. Welcome to Bustérs. This is the replacement show for Bustérs, the improved version of Bustérs, no longer owned by Sam Hill. So yeah, I think, possibly the funniest aspect of Elon Musk losing all of that money is that there are people with literally $2 to their name saying, "Look at Elon Musk, what a loser." Everybody feels better than him. I have this friend. Let me put the light on here. That's the whole joke. I have a friend. No, here's what I wanted to say. My friend said that a lot of times employers will put these ridiculous questions in their hiring questionnaires to trip you up and disqualify you, which I think is weird, because I would think as an employer that you're trying to find as many eligible candidates as possible, not as few as possible. It would be like if you were trying to date people and you said to yourself, what can I do to narrow the pool as much as possible and make myself not able to find anyone? Should reword that one. The only advantage of a company asking a bunch of annoying questions up front in their questionnaire is that they're letting you know, hey, guess what? This company is run by assholes. You probably aren't going to want to work here. Sometimes I make jokes about this guy Ross Dog, and his fans will say, he's a small creator. Why are you attacking him? I'm just making jokes about him. You're the one calling him a nobody. There was this boxer. He once said, it's not that I like winning fights. It's that I hate losing fights. Well, if you quit boxing, I bet you'd be losing a lot less fights because you wouldn't be getting in any fights in the first place. But this guy, Helen DeKellar, some people have heard of him. Some people know him. Some people don't. But for those who do, a lot of people say he's a creep for publicly masturbating. But I say, he's exhibiting some more important traits, like having a passion for life, a spirit of sharing his joy with others, and the courage to perform under pressure. This guy, Red Bar, Mike David, says that he prefers to shop at Whole Foods over the more traditional supermarkets because it attracts a better clientele. I guess I'm a man of low standards because I never paid attention to how fashionable and sexy shoppers at the grocery store are. I guess I'm just not in the know. But I was talking to my dad, and he said that it's shallow for me to want to buy like nice computers and TVs and all this kind of stuff. So I said, fine, I'll stop buying it. And I made a really complex plan on how to steal all the shit. And I showed it to him, and he said, stealing is not a good idea. And he said, I said, look, if I'm not going to buy it, I'm going to make up your mind. You want me to buy it or steal it? I don't like that joke. But speaking of stealing, my favorite thing about the nickname Carlos Mencia is that every time you make the joke, you're stealing it from someone else who already said it. I'm glad I don't use Facebook anymore because it just became a bunch of class clowns from high school making bold statements about the future of humanity. If I wanted that kind of conversation, I would just listen to Ian Ellis and Rex talk. Sometimes I like to share billion-dollar ideas. And then my new idea is called Weight Watchers. It's like Weight Watchers, but instead of getting a hold on your weight, it helps you get a hold on your whiteness so that you know how to act correctly around people of color. You know, I'm tired of these homophobic conservatives who then end up being gay in the end. You know, I don't have a problem with gay people or conservatives. I've heard this one too many times, and I need people to have a little more originality. You know, the key to life is to have something to look forward to in the future. For example, I'm looking forward to this show being over so I never have to talk to any of you stupid pieces of shit ever again. They say it's manly to face things head on, but that it's also manly to suppress your emotions. Well, how the hell can you face your life issues head on if you suppress your emotion? That's not even a joke. That's like an observation. You know, rich people who don't want to pay taxes, but they shit on welfare queens. What if I told you that not paying your fair share is just the white-collar version of leeching off of the government? That's right. I'm the new Bill Hicks. And by that, I mean that I do too many psychedelic drugs. You know, pizzerias that have signs saying best restaurant of 2005, take down your sign. You don't get to take credit for something you did almost 20 years ago. Here's a $1 billion idea, you know, another one I want to pitch. It's called the Dex Games, and it's an action sports competition that consists of skateboarders, BMXers, and dirt bikers all competing while they're high on cough syrup. You know, people don't like racist characters on TV shows, which means we can't make any show that actually represents reality without offending people, which, you know, if you ask me, that in itself is pretty offensive. But, you know, we talk about live streaming, you know, this new form of entertainment. Live streaming has made me more of a hack comedian than I was when I was a stand-up. You know, when I did stand-up, I was chronically low energy. And now, as you can see, I overdo it online. I have way too much energy because there's nobody actually in the room, and I have to make up for it. You know, but people are mad that more black people and other ethnicities are starring in movies these days. You know, it's like we're only allowed to have white people in the movies. You know, it'd be like if for 1 million years, paintings were done using only shades of the color blue, and then one day somebody started adding red to paintings, and people would say, well, you can't just fill your paintings with red, we want the blue paintings. People also say that child labor is so bad, right? But school is 8 hours a day. School is just child labor with no paycheck. You know, those are some thoughts. Those are some ideas to think about. People might disagree, but I don't have to. I don't have to agree to disagree. I can agree. I can disagree to agree, or I can agree to agree, or I can disagree to disagree. It doesn't have to be. I don't have to follow rules, you know. But it's, you know, when I watch these streamers, when I watch people broadcasting, when I watch people out there talking about God knows what, it makes me realize that I am alone in the world. That's not true. What I'm trying to say is that, you know, people on the internet, people on Instagram, people on YouTube, people on whatever other website, they're all doing like their version of what they think is entertainment or what is comedy. And, you know, it's often filtered through expectations based on whatever crap they see other people doing. So it takes a while to see somebody, say like Anthony Jeselnik, or, you know, someone else who is doing comedy, but not talking like this and then talking like this, and everything has to have a flourish and everything sounds like that, because I don't do that. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm just spamming you with shitty jokes. Do you like shitty, and that's all you have to do. Also, that's the little trick to prop comedy. You're allowed to do prop comedy and not be a hack. All you have to do is insult what you're doing right before you do it. Like Casey Rocket, that's what he did. People, that's a little trick. You just have to be like, all right, look at me. I'm going to do some bullshit now. And then people will show up and you'll do your shit. And they'll say, wow, that was really okay because he tempered my expectations. Like I was watching Josh Jack, and he was just prank calling people saying, where is my shipment of cunt? And if he didn't, but at the beginning he said, this joke isn't funny at all. And because he said it wasn't funny at all, suddenly it became the funniest thing in the world. So all you got to do is use a little reverse psychology, and you can make everything you say and do really entertaining, really funny, really good. So yeah, Bustérs version 2 is going to be different. It's going to be Sans Hill. I might invite him on someday as part of it, but really it's not. It's not this. It's not your grandma's Bustérs. And tell your grandma to tune in, and we'll see what happens. But I don't expect too much. But like I was saying, the whole thing about performers, I don't really want to. I've come to this realization that I don't really want to be a performer. I want to be a person who I'd rather be an entertainer than a performer. Even that sounds like a lot of pressure. But what I mean by that is Dane Cook and Joe Rogan, they're performers, They're loud. They're all over the place. They're saying things. They're doing things. And you can do that. But I can't do that and then watch myself back without thinking that I'm a big piece of shit. Now, I don't know if that's overthinking it or, something like that. But I just want to get, honestly, I just want to be, I don't even care about, I was thinking about some of these streamers I used to compete with, and I don't even care about beating them in the ratings anymore because, I would like to get 1 million viewers. Sure, that would be amazing. But it doesn't have to happen. It definitely doesn't have to happen. And I don't need to, even more I'd rather meet my own goals that I set for myself than compete with these other people, because my job is not to say, my job is not to destroy other streamers anymore, in the sense of take them down in terms of get more viewers than them. If they want to gloat and be happy and be excited that they have more viewers than me, they're free to do that, because that, and in fact, I feel good about it. I feel like if I can make just one delusional streamer happy and thinking that they are beating me in the ratings, and that alone makes them successful, then I will do that, Like I said to Rex, if he wants to look at me and feel like just because he doesn't look like me that he's in tip-top shape and he's super healthy, then that's fine, It's good for these people to You know, I'm happy to feed their delusions and help them feel like they are great people. Because everyone, just like I have looked at people and thought the same thing, you know, people who suck. You know, I used to sometimes skate with people who were worse than me, simply because it made me feel like, you know, hey, I'm not that guy, so I'm basically Eric Costin or Tony Hawk or something, you know. I'm the greatest guy in the world because I don't suck as much as the guy next to me. So I understand that logic, and I think more people should use. It's stupid logic, but most people are stupid, so they might as well use that logic. And that's the first thing that I like to teach people is just get high on your own farts. And I don't even know, like, you know, is there a place in the comedy world for people who are full of shit? You know, people who think that they're great when they're not? I don't know. I kind of feel like there is. You know, there's Rick Glassman. He's like showing off all his comedy trophies, bragging about all that stuff, thinking he's great, thinking he's amazing. And he's not bad, but he's not... it's just not a great look to always be like, I'm the shit. Although, I guess Dave Chappelle kind of does that. He's like, yo, guess what, everybody? I'm the GOAT. And people do think that about him. People do think he's great. But, it's a little, you know, it's a little disconcerting. It's a little uncomfortable for some people. It makes them feel like pieces of shit. But it's also not his job to make people comfortable. It's not his job to... I don't really know. I heard him say something that was kind of stupid about how, like, his job isn't to make people laugh. Which, if you're a comedian, that's the one thing that you can't say. You can't say it's not your job to make people laugh. That's like, you know, being a heart surgeon and saying, look, it's not my job to fix your heart. It's not my job to give you surgery. What do you expect from me? You know, it's kind of dumb. I admit it. But there's a lot of bullshitters out there. There's a lot of live streamers who want to think that they're great. And like I said, I don't mind feeding their ego if it sends me to heaven, you know? If maybe I've done a bunch of shitty things in life and God is like gonna say, hey, you know, you did all that shitty stuff, but you know what you did do? You made a bunch of shitty live streamers that hated you feel like they were great, and that was just enough to get you into heaven. So if that's what it takes, I'm all for it. I don't really know what it takes. What I do know is that it was kind of a dumb idea to start over the whole thing, the whole stream thing, you know, with the webs, with the YouTube and all that stuff. It was kind of a bad idea to delete, but I wanted to, I don't know, you know, I have these things where I'm like, I know what I want to do. I don't want to be vain. It's so wrong to be vain and care. So even though I'm like, let's be honest, if I was that vain, would I fucking go on stream with a shitty beard? You know, would I put a camera angle way too low? Would I do all that stuff if I was like a super vain person? I don't know. You know, I talked to this guy, Sam Hill, and he's like very ardent about saying that he's not a narcissist. You know, he'll let me know it, like, I am not a narcissist, but at the same time, he'll say he's like a 9 out of 10 vain on the scale of how vain you can be as a person. And it's like, okay, so you're admitting you have like the main trait associated with this mental illness, but you're not, it's like saying it's like if you said, hey, I'm depressed 24/7, but if you say that I have clinical depression, you're a fucking liar. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Or if you have sex with animals all the time, and you're like, I'm not into bestiality, you fucking weirdo. That kind of stuff. I really wish, and this is what we're going to find out, doing the show on here, is that I can't really cover the videos in quite the same way as I did during, the YouTube days with Jesse Lee Peterson, all that stuff. I can't really do the same kind of coverage that I used to do, so we'll have to figure that part out. It's a complicated thing. It shouldn't be this complicated. Why is it so damn complicated? I don't know, but we'll figure it out in the future. Don't really want to dwell on that too much. What I want to talk about is just the world is changing. Some of the cities in America are sinking into the ground, I heard. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess it depends on what your opinion of those cities is, If it's Delaware, it can who gives a shit? I don't know. Maybe there's some Delaware people out there that really care. But I think that's where, I don't know if I don't even know how to say his name. I don't know if it's Fidance or Fiddance or Feet, whatever it is. I think he's a Delaware guy. He might be living in New York. I don't know. But, he's out there doing his thing, with Jordan, and they're a wacky group of people. He truly, wacky is a term that is just like, it's a silly word, but it truly does describe him, the way he moves around. If you see him behind a desk, like from the waist up, on Kill Tony or something, you don't get a true idea of how wacky, how wild, how silly this man is when you see him on his show and he's like dancing around and shit. You get a sense of like, oh, this guy is fucking crazy. He's nuts. He's out of his mind. And that's fine. You're allowed. I think you're allowed to do that. It's just, it takes some getting used to. I'm not used to it. And I don't know if I ever will be truly used to it. It's going to take quite a while before I can really handle him. Sometimes I watch the Adam Friedland program, the Adam Friedland show. They get big name guests on there now. They get, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Didn't they used to have I think there was a character called Neil DeGay Ass Tyson or something. That might have been a Nick Mullen character. It's just interesting that, that he's taken over the show, that he has become, the face of the program. 'Cause Adam Friedland used to just be kind of he wasn't the star of the show, but now all of a sudden he really is the star of the show. He's the one, making it all happen, making us all smile and enjoy ourselves. He does a monologue like this show. Somebody's been watching. Somebody's been watching the stream, you know, doing a monologue with the Jew for all that shit. You know, he heard Red Bar compare me to him, and he's like, this is what I'm doing now. You know, then that's my delusional self talking. Of course, I know that the Cumtown folks don't know who I am. Maybe they will someday. You know, it's weird when you want to be a humble person, but you don't want to have, you know, because it's like, okay, so in the comedy world, you don't want to have, unless you're Andrew Dice Clay, which people have their opinions of, unless you're him or somebody in that vein, like a character, you don't really want to be up your own ass. You don't really want to be saying, like, I'm the greatest thing that ever happened to comedy, you know? Or, you know, I could sell out stadiums or whatever, you know? You don't really want to be that person. That type of person is sort of embarrassing to be. It's taboo. It's not what you're supposed to be. So, but at the same time, if you do limit yourself and you tell yourself, you know, I can't be great, I can't be big, I can't be famous, then you're not going to fucking try, you know? Like, I have a few friends who think this way. Honestly, in live streaming, it's very common for people to think this way, where they just think, look, I could never succeed. No matter what, I will never succeed, and I never could. And it's like, all right, it's great to be humble. It sounds good to be humble, but also, what if that's not true? What if the only reason you never make it big is because you had that loser's mindset? And I'm not big on the loser's mindset of thinking, just thinking that, oh, I must suck. Everyone knows I suck. I suck now, and I'll suck 10 years from now, and you might as well call me a cheap hooker because all I do is suck, you know. And I think that that's a big mistake that people make, and it's something that people really should figure out soon, because it's not good and it's not useful, you know. It's not the way to be. And people need to understand that, because if you're just always thinking about how, you know, if you're always because I know these like pity party people who would be like, I'll never be Joe Rogan, so why even try? Well, you don't have to be Joe fucking Rogan to make it in the world, you know. You don't have to be the most famous guy to make it somewhere in the world. You just have to be you know, better at it than other people, slightly better at it than other folks. Let's see. How do I... Okay, I guess it doesn't let me, guess there's no way to pause. Okay. I don't know how to do it. Anyway, you know, live streaming is cool if you're into that kind of shit. Sometimes I am, you know, sometimes I like live streaming because it's just like, you know, it makes me think that, you know, I get to pretend like I'm Joe Rogan, and I get it. I got Jamie here, and or I pretend that I'm the other guy, and I got producer Gay over there, fucking doing all the work. You know what I mean? That's a reference for the universal audience. I gotta figure out the new era of the show. Bustérs. It's the new name that I'm already tired of saying. You know, I already got sick of saying the same shit all the time. Now, because I'm doing the show this way, because I'm doing it on the phone, I could, you know, because normally for almost the entirety of the Bustérs, you know, life cycle, it has been something that I did, you know, just a little, just from the computer, you know, and I had the camera and all that. So it was a different thing, you know. Now I can go anywhere, do anything, and maybe I should be taking advantage of it. Maybe I should be going outside. Maybe I should, you know, be driving with it. I don't know. I used to do those streams, those IRL things, you know. There was a whole different era of how I did things, and it was just a different animal. It was a different beast. I don't know what to call it. It was just different. I guess I'll just say it was different. You know, but there's all kinds of you know, there's Theo Vaughn, there's Joe Rogan, there's you know, people who look like Theo Vaughn and Joe Rogan. There's people who look like neither of them. People, you know, because there's more to life than Theo Vaughn and Joe Rogan and Joey Diaz. There's, you know, a whole variety of folks. And honestly, that's a good thing, because I think if you let your life be consumed by the same shitty hacks that everyone else watches, then you don't get to discover anything new, anything interesting, and that's a problem. That's a big fucking problem. But it's just weird to see all these people showing up on these bigger shows, these big ass streams. Let me see if, you know, maybe I cover a little bit of Sam Hill's America. It says, Shah live, the gloves come off. Ray comes on, and I battle him. EFD, Randall, B-Sox, Ben. Alright, let's see what this is. Now that this isn't Sam Hill affiliated, if I truly want, this can be a full-on Sam Hill hate show. Alright, let's check it out.
There has been a lot of talk against me in our little universe.
Alright. A lot of talk against Sam Hill. So far, true.
Much is going on. You want to watch a...
By the way, this is the motherfucker who originally called in and said that I was... that I needed to speed things up. You know, make it quick, HB. You know, he was all about make it quick. Now he couldn't be possibly slower. He's lost his energy.
Drunk farmer.
What?
With a racist German. Oh, go. over there. I'm speaking my mind.
He's talking slow. He does have a pretty crisp mic, so I'll give him credit there.
Hi, Riley. I'm not speaking to those who hate against me and will not listen. Someone told me, Sam Hill, out of 10 people in our little universe, now you only got 1 out of 10. One out of 10.
What?
Those are the true. But I want to speak to those who
wait, hold on.
Speak.
Can somebody explain? I need to understand what that means. Somebody said, Sam Hill, out of 10, you're 1. Used to be 10, now you're 1. What is he saying? Hold on.
To those who hate against me and will not listen. Someone told me, Sam Hill, out of 10 people in our little universe, now you only got 1 out of 10.
Sam Hill, somebody said out of 10 people now in our universe, you only got 1 out of 10. Does he know what he's saying?
1 out of 10. Those are the true. But I want to speak to those who are open to the truth.
Maybe he's saying 9 out of 10 people think he sucks, and 1 out of 10 people is a genuine fan. Nobody knows.
You can be among that 90%. I'm speaking my truth. This is when I get to speak out against the smear and the slander and whatever you feel about me. You're going to hear my side. I'm stepping up. Here I am against the mob.
All right.
I kind of figured out maybe that's what I set up all my life. I was the one in my family, the only one to stand up against a drunk, abusive father. The others didn't. Have I set up situations all my life where it's me against the mob, against the Goliath, against the odds? Maybe, right? Because here I am.
He's definitely the hero archetype. You know, he loves being, it's him against the world, that's for sure.
And I kind of like it. I get to be heard by those willing to listen. Are you one? Are you one? Who are you? Are you going to listen? And if I'm wrong?
Also, is this a prepared speech, or is he saying this off the cuff?
I'll be wrong. You can tell me in chat. You can come up. People coming up, I'm going to be a little selective, and if nobody come up, that's okay.
That's groovy, man.
Check out Sam Hill USA channel. I just structured a little solo stream around the lyrics and song that I thought was pretty great. Structured it, and that might have been the best solo I ever did. So if I go solo, here I am, Sam Hill. I'm not sliding and slithering and smearing.
No, that's Bellin's job.
I'll give you a chance, which you do not give me. Oh, AOC says, yeah, come
AOC.
on. Yeah, because AOC...
That is the nice part about not being on YouTube. I get to forget about people like AOC for a little bit, you know. I'm sure eventually I'll be back in that world, but it is kind of nice not to have to deal with him. He thinks he's hot shit. He ain't shit. I mean, he's shit, but he ain't shit.
Know that little game. I know that game. You look at someone a little bigger. You don't do your own your content is me. And I want to say,
well, I mean,
regarding AOC,
we all do everyone else's.
Playing my content.
We all cover.
Talking about me.
This is such bullshit because we all cover each other's content all the time. We all stream snipe each other. We all talk about each other. So as much as I think AOC is a man-child, I don't think it's a fair critique to say AOC doesn't do his own content, man.
You follow. You always have AOC.
You're a follower.
Yeah, it's about me.
You might as well be on Instagram because you're a follower.
A hitch.
Might as well be a Twitter
that
follower,
wagon,
man.
You always have. You started in chat. Then you're part of a group I formed called Chat Force.
Chat Force.
And then you yelled at Wendy, made her cry.
Yeah, that was a cringe moment. Not that Sam hasn't done similar shit.
Manic.
He was mad. When hasn't he been manic? That's his thing.
He's
always
to chat at my
he's
shows,
manic depressive.
And I see you in the middle of the morning. I say, "Well, this guy is lonely. Got nobody. Got nobody. Got nobody." And it doesn't work. How could anybody working give all this time to this hobby?
Samuel, guy who doesn't work, can't stand people who don't work.
But
he's classic.
That's not even the point.
He's a classic
the point is,
hypocrite.
You're not top tier.
You're not top tier, man. You're
ruthless.
You're bitched.
I predicted you would backstab
bottom
me,
tier.
I didn't think. I thought
top
you would use
queer.
It like you used it, not cosmic. I didn't know that. You just
I didn't know.
Make up stuff against me. You were fine with me, wasn't he? Chat for
everybody starts out fine with Sam, and then shit hits the fan because he decided to say some silly shit.
Not many people
That's
miss
what
him,
happened.
really. I mean, they got bored.
All right.
Would you miss him now? Is this the stream you want? Oh, top tier. He's top. Oh, who made that up?
Sam Hill.
I made that up.
He invented it.
Stuff.
He invented top tier.
Alex
Even though I've
Cortez,
seen
American.
it everywhere. I've seen it in culture. I've seen it on a gas station, gas pump.
Yeah, you want me to say your name.
I should do gas station material part 2.
You want to go at me. You want to go at me. But you were fine.
Go right ahead. I know I talk too much.
You were fine.
I also listen too much.
So what happened? I called you out. You were too much. AOC, when you brought up abortions.
Yeah, he fucking... Alright. AOC calls everyone...
Your whole attitude
says everyone else gets too serious. But now he gets...
Notice I'm not using other names. You, AOC, kind of laughed. And
it's not enough for Samuel to do the right thing. He's got to say, hey, do you notice I'm doing the right thing?
I think, unfortunately,
he's like those people who take pictures helping homeless people.
Causing these women.
Gee, what a good person I am.
Judgment. I'm not. But I'm calling attention to the fact, what kind of a man talks about so serious a thing?
Wow.
And so cavalier.
I wouldn't say he's a man.
I'm just asking you. Tell me.
He's just asking questions.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? And then, this is the kind of man that just says slander against me. Slime. Oh.
Slander and slime.
My wife. And oh. The untruth.
He's saying slander and slime.
When
It
he
sounds
was
like a
fine with me,
Seinfeld laughing and lying courtroom moment.
he told him the truth, or I
All
held
the
him
slander.
to it. But who's going
You
to hold
slander
this guy
bucket.
to the truth now? Not me. I won't have him up because he crossed that line. See,
Right.
that's the cost. Because he wants to be with me. He's always followed me. And it's just a small stream. Right?
Groovy.
Right?
Man.
So, why the great time and obsession some of these slime buckets spend on me? I'm a small streamer, right? I'm just a man.
You're just a man.
Why? Why do they get obsessed? Sheppy, taking my name and hours and hours and
They're in love with you, Sam.
Why?
They're in love. That's what it must
Because
be.
I'm good. Because I don't have to wait for pause.
That's what it
I
is.
don't even need anyone else.
He doesn't what?
I had this really righteous guy named Exile. He helped a lot, just in someone I respected. Someone who had a wonderful life story worthy of respect. What do you mean, Boo-Boo Sam Hill? You little Riley?
What?
Motherfucker.
Boo-Boo Sam.
I'll take you on. Oh, news event. Tina Turner died.
Tina Turner died. Well, it looks like her luck
news here too.
ran out.
Those legs.
I wish I knew some Tina
She was
Turner
advancing.
references.
Ike and Tina Turner. The band. They were in a band, and Ike recorded and made a star out of Tina. Just poor lady out of Alabama, or one of those poor situations, you know. But she had something. She got that talent, that singing voice, and Ike brought her on, worked her, married her, and abused her.
How does this tie into to AOC?
Tina Turner. There's a movie made about it. And Tina Turner, power was against her. The band members,
Okay.
people she dealt with, depended on their paycheck from her husband.
So they killed her?
He would hit her.
Oh. So they let him beat the shit out of her?
Just, poor lady. Now, here's Exile 1. He doesn't walk away.
Still
I'll
can't
give
tell
him
if
that.
Exiled is black or Jewish.
Exile 1 showed up, and I just banned him.
Oh. Power move.
Tina Turner, dead at
That's
83.
a power move, ladies and
The
gentlemen.
lady stood up. It was hard. It was hard. Who would join her? Out of 10 people, no one in that 10. But she stood up. And
Oh, I see. It's part of the hero's
she
journey.
rejected that abuse.
It's
She went solo
he's saying that she's just like him
by her
because she
talent,
stands
truth,
up
righteous.
to the
She
awful
became
danger.
like a superstar, you know? And some people know Ike Turner, but everybody knows Tina Turner.
Everybody knows.
Oh, 83.
True that.
You get the news here, but she seemed a good lady, and her story was heroic. She was talented. She stood up. She stood up. She stood up. Tina Turner. Rest in peace. She gave the world wonderful entertainment
Stand up.
music. She was in a
Unites in the
couple
races with
movies.
truth. Unites in the races with music instead of dividing them
One was great
with
about
abuse.
a post the nuclear world.
Okay.
You will be missed because your music and you're standing up meant something. People
Yeah.
who stand Rage Against the Machine.
Hell yeah, bro.
I know that's a group. That's a phrase. You get it?
Damn, he's young enough
stand
to,
up. Stand
to know
up,
that reference?
Stand up.
Wow.
Raleigh is probably joking, I hope. I got no problem with Raleigh. I had to let it go. And he came up. He was just human, I think, and smart. The best Raleigh. What was I gonna do? So I'm not saying Raleigh I trust, but I gotta let it go. You came up. You were gracious. Were you trolling or not? I don't know. But the man who came up was gracious, and he's welcome on air too. That's what I do. I never slandered. I told what my problem was with Raleigh. It took me 3 years, and he seemed to want peace, and I got it. He's in my chat. If he ever wants to come up, he's welcome, although I'll have an overlay.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't sound like he's very
Exile came up. I want to start
comfortable with it.
He's a liar. He either lied to me for a year, or he lied about lying. He proved himself despicable.
What?
He came up. He wanted to talk about it.
I like that. You can.
Him.
Holy
because
shit!
One of the only things I can do is refuse.
That's cool.
I acknowledge him. I talk about him, but I refuse him the presence. I'll tell you what he did.
What'd he do?
This guy Exile.
What'd he do?
Never disrespected him. And then he says,
"You're gonna exile him. You're gonna alienate him."
He came on the show. Everything. Oh, Lark, whatever, man. More like jerk. More like liar. More like fraud.
Lark. More like
I never
jerk.
want you on here. I'll never be where you are. If I see you, if you come up, I'll leave, because I liked it.
This is good stuff.
It got a little personal. Exile got a little personal. I started to trust him. There's Ben. Sandy Rabbit. By the way, on band,
Sandy Rabbit. Like Randy Savage.
Go back to your name, dummy.
Is that Griggy?
Oh no, Shelly. Hi, Randy. What did I miss? Well,
I thought it was Randy. Now it's Sandy.
Exile. This is how it shows character, and you put a name to that character, lack of it. Exile.
All right, we get the deal.
With Shaw came
just
up.
the usual.
The time I came on his stream.
It's just a usual Sam Hill stream. Nothing unique. Is King G-Check streaming right now? AKA Glitch Switcher, AKA Brian B. Sox. Alright, now let's see what the last AOC stream was like. He's in his car, driving around New Jersey in his Chrysler with the sunroof.
It was on B-Sox's stream and he ended it, so I said I would start one.
Alright.
He just ended it abruptly.
All these motherfuckers just talk about each other.
I guess.
I like it. It's a whole club of internet silly weirdos. I like B-Sox. Alex is hit or miss, let's be honest. Mostly miss these days.
This dude is...
Now he's like...
people down to give him a ride, I guess. Hitchhiking.
Pick up a hitch. He didn't even pick up a hitchhiker on his live stream.
There's one person.
Wow, doesn't he know what's entertaining? Doesn't this guy know what's entertaining? He didn't pick up a hitchhiker. Fucking pussy. Everyone knows if you're on a live stream and you see a hitchhiker, you have to pick them up.
I have a lot of genuine disdain for the man, and
all right.
I feel like he does a lot of talking
Tell
shit
us
about
more.
me, where I can't defend myself. Won't let me on the stream.
Just do it later,
it's not that I actually
bitch.
want to go on the stream.
Do it later, bitch.
I would just like to fight him somewhere.
Yeah, fight him.
And confront him.
We all, at some point, you haven't made it in live streaming if you haven't threatened to fight somebody at some point.
Russell. It's about how hateable he's been with the whole thing. Like he's already really hateable, but man, this whole thing with Russell, it's made me dislike him far more than I already disliked him, which is a lot. He probably has Russell, except for Russell probably wouldn't try to go on stream.
I mean, I don't know, Sam.
So just sit up there.
Yeah, Sam has his very unlikable tendencies and also is fucking really weird towards Russell. So I'll give him that. I'll grant him on that. It still doesn't make him not a fucking annoying person, though.
You're going so slow. Okay.
Two idiots who hate each other are still two idiots. Even if they have a point once in a while. Sam Hill, talk about him. Who are we disliking? Yeah, because it's got to be groupthink always.
You with him? Tim with me?
He's so angry he can't talk. Or it's because his mouth is full of juicy fruit.
I think he needs some gum.
Yeah, he does have gum in his mouth. I knew it.
Now it's too wet.
Your mouth is too wet? This guy doesn't even know how to chew gum. What a douchebag.
He really annoyed me with the Russell thing.
Tell us more.
And again, not because I'm like white knighting for Russell. Russell can defend himself.
I don't know.
It's just like I understand.
Seems like White Knight.
I'm not a great guy in a lot of ways. I'm not the nice guy in a lot of ways, but Russ really is for the most part. I mean, he's got his temper and stuff, but he doesn't try to portray himself that way. People just see him that way, and Sam sees that people see him that way, and so it's his mission to try and dissuade them.
He wants to break him down.
Links to the old freak out Russell had on him back on Pop Vulture's channel. Clickbait, we used to call him. Just trying to do anything he can to, he's so jealous that people actually think Russ is a good guy, that he's liked and stuff. So he's trying to do anything he can, and it's just not working. It's backfiring so horribly, and it's hilarious, and I love it. And, it's my favorite thing that, all the OG Sam supporters are not really supporting him, mainly Betty here. That's the main example I can think of is her falling out. Which is great. Because nobody should.
All right, we get it.
It's not because he's. I don't know if it's because he's an old.
He doesn't like Sam. Sam doesn't like him. They're all gay, and not in a literal sense. Just they're all just annoying. All right, we get it. I don't really want to go anywhere else with that, covering anything else like that. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Hopefully do some longer streams in the future. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining and having fun.